compulsory period of chambering or pupillage. We do a 9 months compulsory pupillage period. So for me, I did the English bar. So when I first went back to Malaysia, I think it was quite a natural thing for me to then start out in disputes. So I was in disputes for the first 5 years, and what I really found to be very interesting is basically a disputes brief is each and every brief is very different. You learn something very different. One day I had a brief about a banking dispute. Another day is a defamation case. Another day is related to forward contracts or basically a very wide range of matters that will just come onto your table when you're doing disputes in that sense. Because I did a general litigation practice. It wasn't actually a focused construction practice or what. It was basically general lit. So we did a lot of it. So now, if I can just start addressing the questions that has been posed to me by the moderator, what is the biggest drive in deciding this career choice? So, whilst my own personal circumstances was that I started in disputes, but essentially, I think for each and every one of us, the circumstances are such that it really is something that it's about your own innate curiosity or something that it still continues to challenge you. So, if you are doing disputes because you feel that work is still very engaging, very challenging for you, that's something that's a natural passion for you to want to continue. But we can't say for sure that that's the right choice or not. Because when I then started doing transactional work, I found that it was also very challenging, very engaging. And in fact, I think that my litigation practice really helped me out when I was actually transitioning to do transactional work, because you just sort of understand how practice really works. I mean, if you look at a contract, sometimes it may be a little bit flat or dead in that sense. But when I had the background of the litigation, the disputes experience, I would have a thinking of how would this play out in a dispute? How would this look at the end? Is what I'm writing now here in this contract, how would it look at the end? So I feel like I have a little bit of a foresight saying that. But again, we're coming back to the question of how you decide whether there's a choice for you. I would say essentially, whether you are in dispute role, a transactional role, or actually even an in-house role, you're really just looking to really persuade somebody to agree with you. In a dispute role, you're persuading the judge. In a transactional role, somebody mentioned this in the earlier panel, it's really trying to persuade your counterparty to agree with your position, of course with reasons. In an in-house setting, I haven't actually been in-house before, but mostly I think it's about convincing the business side of things, the board, to say that, okay, look, you can't do this. Why? Mostly in-house people are very worried about compliances, and always, I think, managing the business aspect of it. So in all three variations, you're really essentially looking to persuade somebody to kind of agree with you. So it really, I don't think that I'll be able to answer this, whether you're making the right choice or not, because as long as you continue to feel curious, you're engaged, those are the fundamentals of what would make a very good lawyer. Okay, but so let me just give you like there's another thing here that says whether there was an instant feeling of satisfaction. So, yeah, I think there's just, I mean, early on in your career, I was very passionate about going to court. I mean, you're on your feet. You go to court, you appear before a judge and they abuse you. Really, I mean, yeah, kind of. Yeah, because they have very, very little tolerance for very young lawyers, So sometimes in the high appeal at all levels of court. So Malaysia has also a sort of a two appeal system. You start off at the lower courts, you appeal to the Court of Appeal, and you're finally in the federal court. You're just never going to be able to be on your feet in the federal court because they don't give you the time of the day. I mean.